Welcome everybody to the Daily Closing episode number 57. Guys, great to see you. Great to see you. We have a lot of stuff to cover here. We're going to go through some of the stuff a little quickly. 600 to 1,000% has been reported. Like New York right now is, just think about that. New York is reporting anywhere from 600% to 1,000% the amount of stolen car parts. Like you can walk out of your house and your car is on top of bricks and top of, because they took not one tire, not two, they took all of them. Talking about concern about wheel alignment, you know what I mean? Want to make sure we have all the tires, you know what I mean, that got purchased at the same time. New York, I came into the country, I was 18 years old. My first destination was Brooklyn. Not an easy place. Back in those days, I mean, listen, there are areas in Brooklyn where you couldn't just go into. It's almost like you needed a pass. You needed to be okay with the environment, and everybody in the environment was able to see you and say, yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? Just to let you in there so that you don't walk out with a knife in the side of your body, or somebody shooting at you, or robbing you, or just whatever the case. There was some days when Brooklyn was extremely tough. I think about 4 years ago, I was telling you how soft Brooklyn was looking, right? Looking like, you know what I mean? A lot of people moving from the city, buying the brown houses, you know what I mean? A lot of Caucasians moving into the area, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's changing.
No, 100%.
Now, listen, 600 to 100%. You've seen the videos, the images of people who cell phones are being stolen, that all the other stuff. There are rumors about the Mara 13 and, you know, the Salvatrucha. That I don't know what's actually happening in New York right now, but it looks like the whole place is losing control. Guys, images of cars. I mean, I'm talking about tires. I'm talking about the catalytic converters. Right?
Yes.
I didn't know that was such a hot item, I'll be honest with you.
They'll sell anything.
They go and dismantle. They take that piece out in 5 minutes. Gone.
Yep.
Right?
It's a bigger problem. And the situation is, because I said it, and here's what's going to happen. There's no way for the cops or the government or anybody to say, oh, this is the problem, is this group of people. Or is this, no, it's going to be, how do you pick and choose? How do I know who's the immigrant who's causing a problem, or who's but then here's the thing. If I'm a local and I see, wait a minute, these people are just getting away with anything? Oh no, it's a free for all. I could do whatever I want now at this point. So then
let me join the party.
Correct. You know, so it's like it's no different than people running into what is it, Walgreens, you know, and still there. If I see that Walgreens is letting people take things, and I just so happen to need some extra deodorant, then why am I going to pay for deodorant? And everybody else is just walking out with it. No, I'm going to take it to, not me personally, but I'm saying this is how I'm thinking if I'm crazy. Yeah, I know, right? but you get what I'm saying? So I feel like the problem with New York is New York. You know, and New York has a fundamental issue where more people are realizing that it is the Wild Wild West right now, even though it's on the East Coast, and no one's going to stop a lot of these crimes from happening for whatever reason. So then it's going to keep getting worse before it gets better.
It appears that the solution is always, we need more money to fix the problem.
Here's my take on it. It's going to be quick. Bad policies have consequences. Period. So obviously, you know, the whole concept of defunding the police that had been happening has been going around for a little while. The whole, well, let's bring everybody in, then just kidding, we don't have enough people, then there's a bunch of people in right now that they're not ready to take care of and process because, you know, it's overwhelming the system. At the end of the day, bad policies have consequences. Obviously, regardless of the party that is affiliated, we know exactly what type of policies are affecting the current citizens right now. It's unfortunate to see, but it's not surprising at all.
And I just want to say one last thing. So there's a special unit in New York. I forgot what the name of it is.
Yes, the robot unit.
The what? I don't know. But like they'll wear regular clothes, right? And when you see these guys, they look mean,
on
right?
The covers.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's just a special name for it. I don't know if it's called like Scorpion or something like that, right?
Okay.
But yeah, so you don't want to run into these guys, right? And the thing is, they've been getting a lot of pushback because they're like They're
Rough-
crazy. Yeah,
rough
they're
tactics,
rough.
you know?
But the thing is that if you are dealing with a certain type of situation,
Yeah.
you have to be that way. And then so
Mm-hmm.
now that they're trying to get
Pepper
rid
spray.
of, all of this, then I'm not surprised. Like,
Bad policies have consequences.
yeah, correct. I've seen the craziness that goes on in New York, and sometimes you need to be crazy with with these kids. And if you're not, then they're gonna run all over you. And you
Yeah,
can't
but
be nice
let's
about it.
assume that that is the case, right?
Yeah.
They normalizing the crime, right?
Yep.
That line between right and wrong
Yeah.
is being diluted right now just because nobody's being held accountable.
Yeah.
But the problem is when I'm in addition to that, and that's not an excuse. And I'm trying to the whole idea that if you see everybody, if like literally the example that you use, everybody's walking away with the deodorants, and I need one, and I don't, and nobody's paying. Why should I? Yeah, I mean, I see people that will have the ability to process that, but that's also you removing your own personal accountability and understanding of right and wrong. You know what I mean? And even what it means to be a good citizen. But here's my point, though. I'm highlighting the fact that just think about you, hardworking. Listen, man. I'm not talking about somebody that has a lot of money to say, let me just go buy 4 more tires. I'm talking about people that are paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean? That you walk out, 4 tires are gone.
It's devastating.
Where are you going?
That's
right?
about
That's like-
$1,500. Cheap.
The first thing is, okay, I can't go to work. So now I'm missing a day of work. I'm trying to fix, like, these things really add up. And it breaks the spirit of the person who goes through that process. Imagine you're about to lose it because you're late on your rent payment. You're having issues just getting by with what you eat. And then you walk out to something like that. At that point, you're saying, the hell with this whole situation. Now, think about this for a second, right? Then we have a group of politicians. And it matters, though. It absolutely matters because everybody's paying attention. Obviously not. I keep saying everybody's paying attention. How can you ignore? Everybody keeps saying that it's no longer the economy. The number one issue in the country right now for the next election is the whole situation with immigration. Apparently not. How do you put another Democrat that's gonna now listen? The tiny little lead the Republicans had in the House is just like down to they can't afford to sneeze the wrong way, and they're not gonna be able to pass anything or hold back on any other situation. So how do you, especially being in New York? I mean, shame on. I don't want to guilt anybody about their political choices. But don't complain if you walk out of the house and your car is not there or is missing parts, because this is what's being created. And then you're gonna have now let's bring it into stuff that's coming in through the immigration influx, because you got to tie it in. How was crime prior to that? And since we started to move these groups of people into New York, what are the percentages? What 600 to 1,000%? That's not a small. This is literally saying, one car had a stolen part till we have 1,000 cars that have stolen parts. That's a big deal. Right? How do you justify? This is why Vivek was losing it with the chairwoman of the Republican, National Committee, Ronna McDaniel, who's also Ronna Romney. She's related to Mitt Romney, somewhere somehow. McDaniel, and that's kind of like it took me a minute to even make the connection, and it almost makes sense. Why was he complaining about? We losing elections. What happened with the red wave that was supposed to happen? Didn't happen. What happened with certain seats and certain didn't happen. But this situation, you mean you couldn't make a good argument? Apparently, there was a good candidate from the Republican side. You couldn't make a good argument about, guys, look at what's going on in New York right now. We have to help. We have to become part of the solution, not part of the problem. What I'm afraid of, and that's the only statement that I wanted to make about this. What I'm afraid of is that this really gets me very nervous when it comes to general election. Because if we're going to ignore, then it doesn't matter what the hell is going on. If the idea is we're just going to go and vote for the political party. Now, again, a couple of issues, though. Early voting. I mean, there's a couple of professionals in New York that's all they do. They go around, getting you, again, mailing ballots, all of the stuff. That started 7-8 days prior to the election. There was already numbers being reported to the favor of guess whom? Democrats, right? Republicans don't. And again, this is the stuff that
They don't know how to rally.
Ramaswamy was complaining about. You're going to lose the same way because you didn't do anything about it. You didn't do anything to stop it. You didn't go to the courts.
Yeah.
You didn't. You also, by the way, if the other guy is going to do it and you're not able to stop it from the
That was
court,
what I was gonna
why
say.
are we not doing
I'm
it?
like, go
this guy,
freaking rally.
so many common sense things that he was putting forward,
Yeah.
right? That's the argument. My fear is that if this is, listen, somebody say, well, it's an insignificant, tiny little place in New York. No, just
Figured it out.
don't be casual. Just don't think that because everything is falling apart and Biden keeps falling down everywhere, that everybody's gonna go. We definitely need to go in a different direction.
That's coming to a
I
city
don't
near
think so.
you.
But